Welcome back to New York City. Just kidding. We are in your local movie theater parking lot. I'm Mara.
And I'm Gio.
And we are fresh out the film.
Yes, we are.
Straight out of the film.
Yeah, it was empty theater for us today, pretty much. One other gentleman.
Yeah, I saw like a lady's head, so I think there was
Really?
someone else in there.
Oh, there's.
I don't know. Like the way it was in our movie theater, because like they're the big like recliner seats.
Yep.
Is there's like that like little like partition wall thing like up against like the back of the seats for each of the rows. So that completely like cut off our vision of like anyone coming in or out of the theater.
Yep.
So really had no idea, but there was no one in our row and no one behind us.
Yeah, so feels like the normal theater experience at this point, I guess, right? Is having nobody around, really.
Yeah.
Which is too bad, because, 20 years ago, more than that, it would not have been the normal experience.
Mm-hmm.
But now it is, and it was still enjoyable. This is a movie that you don't necessarily need to be in the movie theater for, but still, I mean, there are other movies that are much more worth it to see in a movie theater, an event, a superhero movie or something you want to, I guess, movies that, there's a lot of movies you want to see in the theater for crowds, but then the other side of that is a movie that you want to see in the theater for sound and visual purposes, an Oppenheimer or something, and this is not that at all. This is a film that could be enjoyed at home. I don't want to reveal any of my, any of our segments for later.
Well, I disagree with that, but okay.
Well, yeah, my point is it's not a big theater film, so I don't think not having a crowd there, it didn't really affect anything.
Yeah. Well, we will see. Who knows? Maybe this movie will get a big crowd, pretty loaded cast. But it is a Thursday night that we're seeing this.
Yep.
So it's
literally
possible Friday night this movie will be popping tomorrow.
We'll see. And like I said, we're in the dead months of movies here
Yeah.
before October, really. I know we saw a couple of previews today already,
Yes.
but horror movies in October definitely go crazy, and then getting into holiday time. I mean, the holiday, we're looking at some real fun stuff. November, Wicked, December, Avatar.
Some re-releases I'm seeing.
Really, some good re-releases coming?
One that I sent you yesterday.
Oh, yes. I think we're revealing that at the end of the episode today.
Sure.
Oh, wait, is that not the next movie that we're seeing?
No.
What did you send me today?
It might have been yesterday.
What was the reboot?
It's all the Twilight movies are coming
back
in October.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
That's going to be interesting. Are we going to see all of them?
We don't have to see all of them. We can just see the first
I do
one.
need to watch it. I'm glad they're coming out, because then that'll be the only reason I'd ever watch Twilight is, having... Yeah, I need a secondary reason to watch it. So that
we can just watch the first one. Unless you're, like, really locked in.
If I like
go
it,
see all of them.
I think I'm going to hate it, because I know Robert Pattinson is the Robert Pattinson he is now, not the guy he was in that show.
And I despise Robert Pattinson in that. He annoys me so... I don't know. He, like, creeps me out and annoys me, and I think he's weird.
Does he have an English accent?
No.
Unfortunate.
Yeah.
Wish he would keep
He doesn't
his
really
normal
talk
dialect.
much. It's like few words at a time.
It's gonna be interesting. Twilight's coming up.
Yeah, but today we saw a movie that was not the movie that we announced that we were seeing.
Oh no!
In our past episode, so apologies about that.
Yep.
Because typically we go to movies on Tuesdays because of some scheduling conflicts, you could say.
Yep.
We went on Thursday. So the movies that released this Friday, we got to see today. So that is why today we watched the movie Caught Stealing.
Yep.
Yeah.
We did. And little did I know that title was going to be a baseball pun. I literally didn't. I looked at just the picture.
I didn't get that until
for
right
that.
now.
Really?
Obviously. Oh, I'm so fucking
Not even when the title card showed after the slide into home at the beginning?
I'm so dumb. No one should trust my opinion when I couldn't even catch on to that. That's so stupid.
Well, it's unfortunate.
It was directed by the great, shit, I was gonna ask you how to pronounce his name.
Darren Aronofsky.
Darren Aronofsky.
Yeah.
Aronofsky.
Nofsky.
Nofsky.
Yep.
Darren Aronofsky.
Yep. Famous for putting his movie inside the Las Vegas Sphere.
Huh.
Definitely not famous for that. Famous for way before that. But he did put his movie in the Sphere, a postcard from Earth, and it was like one of the first things you could see there, and it was apparently really, really cool because it's, nature documentary in the Sphere.
Oh.
So I don't know if it was made for the Sphere specifically. This is gonna be some tough talking today, man. We're already struggling so far. We got a long way to go.
Whew. It's gonna be a day. Anyway, this was written, or the screenplay was adapted because it was originally a book by Charlie Hudson. The cinematography was done by Matthew Libatique. I don't know if that's correct, but amazing job. Has done a bunch of great films that I was just looking at. And the score was done by Rob Simonson. Pretty good score.
Don't think I've heard of Rob. The score was pretty good. I definitely noticed it.
Yes.
That's a good sign if I notice it.
Yeah, that is good.
First metric.
This movie is starring Austin Butler, Regina King, and Zoe Kravitz. It's currently at a 3.7 out of 5 on Letterboxd, a 7.3 out of 10 on IMDb, and an 85% on Rotten Tomatoes.
Yeah.
But of course, I am expecting at least like the Letterboxd and the IMDb score to change a lot because
up or down.
Either way.
I think it'll stay pretty stagnant. I think audiences are going to continue really enjoying this one.
Well, it's just usually after the weekend, it's like the scores go crazy.
Okay.
So like we haven't even gotten our audience score on Rotten Tomatoes.
So this isn't trustworthy.
Yes.
Yeah.
So just take it with a grain of salt, really. Except for the critic score, because they've all seen that shit.
Yeah.
All right. Now, I will give you a full spoiler warning for this movie, Caught Stealing. We will be talking about the story in depth, everything that happens. So if you're planning on seeing this movie and don't want spoilers, then pause this episode and come back and listen to it later.
Yes. Yep. We are always going to be a full spoiler podcast.
Yes.
So you're ever
and I'm going to figure out a better and shorter way to say that eventually.
Smart move.
I'll write something down. I've just been winging it so far.
Winging it's good. That's how you find your ground,
Yeah. Now it's time for the story.
Story time.
Story time.
All right, let's do it. So, we open initially with, we're just at like a high school baseball game, I believe it's supposed to be, and we see a kid stealing home to win the game.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, nice little moment. I didn't know it was going to be a baseball movie, so it opened on this, and I was very excited. And then I felt very stupid a second later because it showed the title card, Caught Stealing, and I realized, oh, it's a baseball pun.
And I was sitting there oblivious to all of that.
It's a double entendre, too, for where the story's going to go. Great title. But it's set in 1998. We get a nice little car on Manhattan's Lower East Side. Henry Hank Thompson tends a bar, and he was a one-time baseball phenom haunted by a car crash that killed his friend Dale and ended his career. But we don't know that yet. Oh, God, this story's going to be interesting. But, yeah. Basically, we're introduced to Austin. He's just working at a bar. He's,
Hank.
Hank. Austin Butler, whatever. Same thing.
Played by Austin Butler.
But yeah, he's just at a bar, working his job away. He's got a manager who doesn't really care too much. He's just doing drugs and flirting with ladies instead of doing his job, really.
Yeah,
the manager gives him some cash to go put away.
Yeah, just like a typical dive bar scene energy.
Oh, yeah. Typical, except no dancing in the dive bar for some reason.
Yeah.
Which is interesting. He just stopped somebody from dancing for whatever reason.
he stops him by giving them a free round of shots and then kicking them out.
Damn.
Which is really funny.
Yeah. I mean, that honestly a good way to do it, but if I was a bartender, I'd never be giving people drinks right before they leave. I feel like you're asking for, I don't know. I saw that and I was like, would a normal bartender do that? Obviously it's a nice thing, but it is like, here, get real fucked up before you leave my bar.
Yeah, there is like a liability thing. Like when
Yeah.
I worked at Buffalo Wild Wings, we had to do like a whole training about
Really?
liability. Like if someone leaves your bar super drunk and gets in a car crash,
No.
you could be liable for
Dang.
that car crash and get your liquor license removed.
Holy moly.
Yeah. I don't know about in the 90s though.
Not a thing in 1998, apparently, yeah, or so this movie says. I mean, the police were non-existent in this movie, anyways. I don't know what the hell they were up to this whole time, but
Well,
they
yeah, we
they
saw
were
it there.
literally non-existent. Not, I mean, they were there, but they were not doing their freaking jobs in the slightest.
No.
But yeah, he's frequently calls his mother in California to discuss the beloved San Francisco Giants. I believe we see that in that scene as well. And he basically goes on his way home with Zoe Kravitz, right? This story is just, I'm reading through it, and it looks very, very wrong since we're so early out of the movie. But luckily, we did just watch it, so we'll be all right.
Yeah.
But yeah, him and his girlfriend, who I don't believe we have her name yet. I'd love to figure out her name if we could. But they basically leave the bar and are going home. And Yvonne, that's her name. So him and Yvonne leave the bar and they're heading home. And they run into Hank's roommate, Russ. He's basically just kind of angry right now. His dad is dying. It's just very chaotic. Right when Russ comes out on the screen, he's played by Matt Smith, and he's got a big mohawk.
Yeah.
And they're giving him shit about his English accent right when he gets in, which is
is
just like the last movie we watched.
Yeah, he's just kind of like yelling about. He's like, "My dad is dying. You have to watch my cat.
Yep.
I can't hear any of this bullshit. You need to take care of my cat."
There's also the neighbor next door who keeps opening his door and telling him to quiet down.
Yeah.
Who becomes a reoccurring character. But so yeah, Russ returns to London, or so he says, and then searching for Russ. Unfortunately, or actually, we get the sex scene first, right? Yeah.
This is going so well so far.
Yeah, like I said, there's just no story on the internet, so unless we wanted to do it ourselves, this is the Wikipedia doing the best they can. But, so, Yvonne and him go back to the apartment and sleep together, and it was actually a great scene. The sex scene was, there's one shot on the end of the bed, pretty much, and just had a whole bunch of acrobatics and cigarette smoke, and just, like...
Just, really well, choreographed.
Yeah, really well choreographed. That's it. That's... 100%. I mean, that's the best way to describe it. And it just wasn't, in your face or over the top. It was very well done, hot and steamy, just how you like it. I think if you like your sex scenes that way. But then in the morning, Hank wakes up and he's in tears. We don't exactly know why yet, although I kind of leaked it at the beginning. But he has some bad dreams, and Yvonne ends up leaving the apartment. That's when we meet the Russian mobsters who pull up at the door first.
Yes.
So this is Alexei and Pavel, or Pavel, I don't know. But they come to the door and Hank is just leaving, and they're basically like, so where's the key? Right? Were they asking for the key at this point? Or I think they were just looking for Russ. They're coming to deal with Russ essentially. And they viciously beat Hank, who, they kick him tons of times. I believe it's Alexei, yeah, that's his name, who is just a rage monster. You can tell he's, beating everybody up. The neighbor who opens his door again, Alexei's right back there, about to break down his door, and it's just a mess. But they beat up Hank, and this ends up causing him to lose a kidney. We see that at the hospital in the next scene, where basically you start to see the relationship with his mom, which you can already tell is pretty broken based on their first phone call. Now you can see it's really broken because Hank's trying to talk to her openly, and she's just kind of dismissing the conversation, going back to the Giants, who is their favorite baseball team that they're always talking about. Giants are a big thing because they're in the playoffs, I believe. It's really weird how it's talked about, though. It's like, I don't know. There's a couple other teams in the playoffs, I guess. I don't know how deep in the playoffs they are. I think it's like the ALCS. I don't know. In the NLC. but it's just a reoccurring story the whole time. But right here, we see how Hank and his mother are no longer really, talking on an emotional level, at least. But after the Russians, they break into Russ's apartment. Narcotics detective Roman questions Hank inside his apartment and reveals that Russ is a drug dealer connected to the deadly Hasidic brothers Lipa and Shmuley Drucker. I think these are the Jewish brothers that we meet. But yeah, basically that whole conversation goes down. This is our introduction to Roman, and she's this cop who's really questioning hard. And they do this kind of interesting scene where she just starts staring. She asks a question and just starts staring Hank down, and the music behind her just like starts ramping up, just and it gets louder and louder, and then nothing happens. And they do that like twice, where she's just, I was just egging you on or whatever, seeing if you would break.
Yeah.
But it was an interesting little moment where they did the same. We're completely in Hank's shoes because we're feeling the exact same thing. With that music in that moment, they're doing the same thing to us, just playing with the tension and just keeping us on our toes, really. But when Roman leaves, Hank finds a key hidden in Bud's litter box after the cop went and took a dump in there for some reason. But Hank. What? Am I something wrong?
No.
Oh, sorry. You give me the eyes like I might have said something out of order.
No.
I wanted to make sure because I definitely might. So call me on that if I do.
Okay.
But yeah, so they find the hidden key in the cat's litter box, and Hank decides to notify Roman, because the Druckers come back literally right after the cops leave, and I was at this point pissed off because they would definitely leave somebody watching his apartment. But I guess with the lead detective on this case, or cop Roman, it makes sense why they wouldn't. But they didn't leave anybody behind. So the Druckers, the Jewish brothers, they just pull up and search the apartment as well. And Hank notifies Roman of this.
Yeah, and I think kind of the reason for that, or at least like the reason Hank was given that like no one was left, is that it's like you're not in danger. They're not after you. Like you just happen to be there at the time. Like you're safe. They're not coming for you.
Yeah.
Kind of seemed like the vibe, but it's still.
I mean, she said look out for these other guys. She was setting them up the whole time. She said look out for these other guys, and then the two other guys pull up 5 minutes later.
Yeah.
Which was really convenient to me at that point in the story because it didn't make much sense.
But
it ends up making sense. But so Hank then goes down to Paul's bar with this key and gets offered a shot. He's not supposed to drink because he lost that kidney, but he decides to, and instead gets super, super drunk. Or wait, is this the time he gets super drunk?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because he has the key.
Yep.
He gets super drunk.
Gets super drunk. Yvonne finds that out and just kind of walks him home, but Hank says he's in his drunk state and he starts really saying some stuff about how he missed his chance. He had his whole life right there. At this point, it has been revealed that his dreams are about this crash where he killed his friend he was a prodigy baseball player, Derek Jeter type guy. Out of high school, he was going to go to the MLB. And this crash, he hurt his leg and it messed everything up. But yeah, he kind of doesn't appreciate what he has now, and Yvonne kind of walks off after that, very much not happy.
Yeah.
And so Hank leaves his clothes outside the building for some reason because I think he was throwing up on him. And then the Russians and their Puerto Rican associate, Colorado, come in. We're hitting like all of the possible mob boss archetypes. It's insane.
Yes.
But yeah, it's completely crazy. So Hank cannot remember what happened to the key. And the mobsters are interrogating him, doing everything they can to get him to say. But the mobsters are interrupted by the neighbor, Dwayne, luckily. This is the reoccurring character. They reveal themselves to Dwayne because the Alexei, I believe, is the really angry Russian who kind of just opens the door and yells at Dwayne when they should not have been able to be seen. But then Hank gets they have to leave his apartment. So Hank's there. He's very, very injured, and the cat, Bud, also got kicked during it. Luckily, we didn't see it.
Yeah, thank God.
Thank God it wasn't on screen. That would have been very, very rough.
Yes,
but
that's so sad.
yeah, the cat was still like an injured leg. So Hank takes the injured Bud to Yvonne and remembers that he took the key to the bar. So he basically going over to Yvonne's. I don't think he remembered the key was at the bar quite yet, or where he thought it was at the bar. I don't
He
remember.
found out, he remembered when he was at Yvonne, because remember
Yeah.
he had to really he really
Right.
abruptly left because
Yeah,
he
this
remembered
conversation
after
at
something she said.
that makes sense.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, this conversation at Yvonne's was very, she was just super, just treating him so nicely, even after their hard times last night or
Yeah.
whenever that was. I think it was last night. She's just like, his nose is bleeding. She puts a tampon in his nose to help him out.
Yeah.
And just, taking care of the cat and being really great.
Mhm.
But, so chased by the Druckers, so he has the key and he's getting chased by the Jewish guys, I guess. And he informs Colorado of this. I think he informs what is her name, the cop?
Yes.
Roman. I think he informs Roman about that, not Colorado. But then
Yeah, he calls Roman.
yeah. And that's when he realizes that Yvonne is in danger because Colorado threatens him, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
So he goes back to see that, to her apartment to try and save her, only to see that she has been shot in the head. Which was pretty sad. It was early in the movie at this point still, so it was very surprising that it happened.
Yeah.
And yeah, we don't see her death is off screen, it's kept from us, and this absolutely ruins him. So he's guilt-stricken and just very, very sad, and he's talking to Roman, kind of getting talked to about everything happening, the murder. It looked like she was going to grill him first on what the murder was, but then it looked like she was feeling bad. And Roman ends up taking hate. Yeah.
Wow, that was really impressive that you got that. I did want to say this whole scene where they're kind of they're sitting in police station office,
Yeah.
whatever it is, and Roman's kind of coming at him what the fuck is going on, you
Yep.
said, but also kind of feeling bad for him. And Austin Butler's acting during this scene is amazing because you can see all of the emotions happening in his face. It was just phenomenal. He's sitting there just silently kind of rocking back and forth
the
with
pictures
tears
of
in his
Yvonne
eyes.
are
Yep.
getting set on the table and stuff. Yeah, it was a feat of acting.
Yeah, I just
for
want to
sure.
point just amazing. It's so well done, that
So
entire
good.
scene.
But yeah, Roman looks like she's a great person at this point because she's taking Hank to just a little diner to go get some coffee and kind of talk outside. And Hank's opening up a lot, and they're waiting around for her associates to get there. And who shows up but Colorado and the Russians? They're in league with the corrupt Roman, but they still claim to not be responsible for Yvonne's murder. This is a good twist here where we're like,
did
oh,
you catch on
boy.
to it at all?
No, did you?
It was at one of the very last moments. She's eating this black and white cookie and she's kind of talking. She's like, this is the one thing I'm gonna miss. Or I'm not gonna, this is the one thing. And something about the last words of that sentence, I was like, oh fuck, she's one of the bad guys. And then it was literally a beat and then they showed up and you saw them. So for me, it was the perfect timing because I was like, hold on, beat. There we go.
That's money.
Yeah.
That's exactly how they want it, probably.
Yes.
Yeah, her whole the thing that she's talking about is basically once this is all over, she wants to leave and go retire, and just enjoy her life on the coast or whatever.
Right.
And yeah, so I saw that as when she's out of the force, but it makes a lot more sense when she gets this money.
I think it was just a really well-written monologue for her because it's it goes oh, this is just sweet, and she's talking into a little bit of wait, what is happening? This is a little it gets a little strange at the end of that whole line of dialogue.
She was enjoying that cookie for sure. The cookie looked great.
Yeah, it
black
did.
and white cookie the size of your face. God, man, that looked fantastic.
It did.
Yeah, that was a really well done scene. And at this point, I was very much here we freaking go.
Yeah, me too.
This was really good. Now we have our villain set, a good villain. Yeah, I was very
got a little
happy.
twist in there.
Yep.
Yeah.
But so after that, Hank is brought to Paul's, the bar that he works at, and basically is tasked. They said go in there and get the key, and he tries to go in, but Paul doesn't know where the key is, and so time runs out. Colorado and the Russians and I keep forgetting, Roman walk in, and they basically freak out. A guy named Amtrak gets killed, just kind of getting mad at Colorado. And then Roman shoots Colorado in the head before he kills Paul, because Paul is saying that the key's not here, or he doesn't know where the key is. Luckily, Roman shoots him in the head before he can kill Paul. Sorry, I'm a little confused here, but yeah, Paul's still alive. Roman shot Colorado in the head, and Paul makes a great move. Luckily, he's apparently a great guy, because he's just like, yeah, okay, the key's in the safe. In the safe, there's a shotgun, so he makes the play, and he's like, yeah, so you can't open the safe. It's only for me. Somehow they don't see past that. Like, it was insane. He gave him a fake combination. Anybody should see exactly what he's doing. This scene kind of got to me a little bit, because he not only gets down there to get the shotgun, but he's able to pull the shotgun out and shoot at the people. Well,
that's the thing, is I think that, like, in, like, Roman's mind, she's thinking, if he has a gun, I have the gun pointed at his head. There's no way this old man can pull this gun out before I can react.
You gotta think
like,
fast.
I think...
Why would he be not giving you the right combination? Why would you not grill him on the combination at least for a while to be sure? Why wouldn't you have an angle into the safe when he opens it? You know, why wouldn't you have him open the door halfway? Why wouldn't you say, show me your hands right when you open? They let him fully get a shotgun out of the safe and get turned around before they found out he had the gun. It's insane. And she's a cop. She should know.
Right, but here's my thing with this, okay? let me try for a second. Okay? Throughout this scene, just when they are in, like, this kind of office area talking about opening the safe, this guy who is this old man, who we had just seen has been doing, like, coke all night.
Yeah, he's just been snorting lines.
He's, like, very much playing, like, the sleepy old man. That he doesn't know what's going on, he doesn't know, and that allows them, like Roman, to put her guard down a little bit. And she's like, okay, I'll let him do it. I'm not gonna let fucking Hank open the safe. There's no way I'm gonna let that happen. I'll let this old man do it, like, whatever, he can't do it. And she's not expecting it, and then just has her guard down a little bit, and then it really fucks her over.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's dumb and really shit writing, but sure. I mean, it's insane, dude, because, like, you would never let him open the safe. You would not, like, literally, for this scene to work, they had to literally convince a cop that this was a tricky safe that only the guy who knows the combination can open. It's like the most obvious thing ever, bro. Everybody in that room should know what's about to happen there.
But still, he's going down. He's like, yeah, it's a little trick. She only works for me. There we go. Like, he's animated everything that he's doing.
Yeah, but it's a safe. It's a safe. It's not, oh, it's a little tricky. It's the same fucking, all you have to do is line up the combination and open the door. It's not, and the cop knows that.
Well, like, if you have to jiggle the lock on
she would be able to feel what's not opening. It's because the combination is not right. That is, I will not come to the defense of that scene.
Okay, we'll agree to disagree.
So you like what they did with that scene?
I didn't mind. I thought it was an awesome scene.
Wow. Okay. Well, if you put all your logic aside, then I can see how it would be awesome. Hey, yeah, so Amtrak's dead. Paul retrieves a shotgun, but he gets shot dead. And Hank's locked in the storeroom, forcing the others to leave empty-handed. And they've got Hank in the storeroom. Number one, they believe Hank that there's no key in there within a second. Okay? So Hank is in the room where they said the key was, and Hank's like, the key's not in here. And they're like, oh, okay. Well, you gotta come out. And Hank's like...
yeah, because that was clearly a bit for the shotgun. Okay, I will let you go on that one. I will not let you go. Obviously, they know the safe was a setup for the shotgun. Okay. They know there's no key there. Come on.
We can get away with that.
Be real.
We can get away with that. I mean, yeah, that's fair. That's fair.
Continue.
Okay. So then they say, leave, and Hank says, no, I'm standing here with the shotgun. Then we cut to outside, and Hank is running away. What? What are we talking about? How did he get out? They left? the place before, and then he just why would they leave Hank in there? He's your fall guy. You can't let Hank go. What?
Well, wait, hold on. Because it was wait,
A crime scene.
yes. Later there is a thing.
Yeah, the guy who did the crime is locked up in the. You have you have everything there. You have exactly what you need to set him up. He is crucial to what happens here. They literally just said, okay, fucking hope we see you again, Hank.
No, they left him there to be the fall guy for this shootout because the actual cops are coming. That's why they have to leave. And Hank is taking the blame for the two other guys that are dead on the floor right now. He can't be the fall guy yet. That's
if he falls now, he can be your backup option if you can't get him out of the room. But if he falls out now, I mean, you need to be waiting outside for when he leaves.
Do you realize that this is all of this is happening when they're telling him to come out and he's like, no, I'm not coming out. This is happening while the cops are coming. So these people need to get out of there. Specifically, Roman definitely needs to get out of there.
Right, but that doesn't mean you cannot leave. The only way you get the money is sitting in that room. You cannot take your fucking eyes off him.
So
and the next
what were they going to do? They wait there and the cops show up?
You wait outside and see where he goes. You say, okay, you want to wait till the cops show up?
It's a crime scene.
Dude, Mark.
And then he ran away. This is crazy.
No. We can go there. It's insane that you don't see it. We can go there because you want to talk about sitting outside a crime scene? What about the Jewish guys at the end? And we'll get there, folks. Don't worry. What about the Jewish guys at the end of the story?
Why are you talking about a completely different scene?
Because you just brought up the fact that it's a crime scene. You can't sit outside of it. We watched Jewish guys walk into a bar mitzvah, shoot up the bar mitzvah.
Who is involved with the police, who knows police officers. Why would Roman be there?
She can sit outside, Mara. This is what I'm saying.
Gio, that's what I'm saying. That is suspicious. If she was sitting out there with two guys from the fucking mafia,
they would
or
not.
Or if the cops came in, and there
so
were
what
two
are they
guys
doing?
with the
They're
mafia.
looking around the perimeter and looking into the cars to see who's in there?
No, they're closing down the crime scene like they've done in the other scenes we saw with the tape and shit.
Yeah, so you could sit outside and watch for Austin Butler to leave, the guy that you need. Hank, at least explain it. Show them getting away, show how they get away. Show them walk past the dead bodies and step over it and say, okay, at least he's in the,
Yes.
Please do something, because you had a guy who was stuck in a room with enemies outside and then you cut away to him running. That does not work for me.
And it worked for me because that scene got exactly across what I needed it to, and it made complete sense to me.
Okay, yeah, so Hank gets outside. That's where we're at.
Perfect.
Yeah, as things do, sometimes it gets off the rails here, so we had to take a second, just air that one out. And now we're good. We settled on the fact that I am right. Yeah. No. Oh, no, we did not. We settled on the fact that movies are subjective, and
yes.
you get to look at things
and sometimes you get really passionate talking about movies. Not you, I just mean people in general.
And me.
Yes, all of us.
All of the above. But Hank recovers the key from the a homeless man, which was a slight reoccurring character who was outside his apartment. He gave him his pants, I guess, and the key was in there.
Well, when he was drunk, he took off all his clothes and threw him in this trash pile. There was this line before, in the start of it, where it was trash man still hasn't come, and the homeless man was like, good for me.
Yep.
And was laying in all, not laying in all the trash,
pretty
but
much
by the trash.
Yeah, I mean, his sleeping spot was pretty much, he might have been using his trash bag in there to help out a little bit. Anything for comfort.
For sure.
But Russ returns home and hears somebody entering. He's getting ready to leave, but as somebody enters, he gets behind the fridge with a baseball bat and then whacks the person coming in the door. And unfortunately, it's Russ. Russ is back. Matt Smith is back. And he explains that after selling the drugs to the Druckers in Colorado's nightclubs, he was forced to involve Roman, who owes money to the Russians' boss. He also explains that the key is to a storage unit with just over $4 million, which apparently is $4 million. I don't remember that name. But he was meant to split with various parties on the day he left for London. Fearing for his life, Russ prepares to take the money and frame Hank. Because they go to the storage locker, and as Hank's calling his mom, Russ pulls a gun on him.
Yeah, and is like, I'm getting out here.
Yep.
You're taking the fall for this. Sorry, bud. Good luck.
But yeah, Hank's not having that, though. He says, no, absolutely not. And knocks him unconscious again. I guess not again, but there's a lot of head trauma going on in Russ now.
He's like a giant, just like a goose egg on his forehead that just keeps getting bigger throughout
It's true.
the movie. It's very funny.
But,
I mean, sad, of course.
Basically, his new plan, now Hank's got the power and the money. He's got the key, so he has his fall guy as well for all these murders with Russ, and he decides to meet Roman and the Russians at Flushing Meadows, is apparently what it's called. And somehow Russ drives there pretty poorly. Russ's head trauma just acts up when they need it to, and then tones down when they need it to.
Yeah, he kind of snaps it, but that is,
maybe
I
what
must say, for like a concussion, you can kind of like be like going through waves.
I was amazed that he wasn't knocked out after getting whacked with the metal bat in the head.
I know, he was just sitting there like, what the fuck?
Yeah, he was just surprised. But Hank offers them Russ and the key in exchange for the cat, but Russ panics and ends up grabbing a gun and killing Alexei with Pavel's gun. So I guess Alexei was not the like hothead guy.
Oh.
I guess it was Pavel, the other guy. But before fleeing with Hank and Bud, and they suggest that Roman was the one who killed Yvonne, which is a pretty good guess at this point.
Right.
But they end up escaping through the crowd at Shea Stadium. They went to a baseball stadium in this one, of course, and onto the subway.
And it's really funny while they're getting away and they're going through all of these Mets fans, and Pavel, is that his name?
Yeah.
Is wearing Hank's Giants cap.
Yeah, this is good.
Do you want to explain it? You're the sports guy. Explain this little bit that they do to have them get away.
So Pavel was wearing Hank's Giants cap, which I might have just... Is that a plot hole? Because that was Hank's Giants cap, which she gave to Yvonne before she died. So how would... I think we just found a plot hole. He shouldn't have that hat.
Or maybe there was something there that we missed, because I feel like the hat was very symbolic.
Yeah.
And I wasn't paying enough attention. Could be a plot hole. Could be a little detail.
Yeah, we might have missed a detail. Somehow, because that gave us the cue for, they killed Yvonne. That makes sense. They must have set that red herring up, because that would be too big of a miss, but we just missed it somewhere. But yeah, they escaped through a crowd and severely concussed.
You're about to explain it.
What?
Okay, I'm sorry.
The Giants joke we never explained? Oh, shoot. You go ahead, sorry.
It's not that funny. It's just him walking in the Giants hat with a bunch of Mets fans going down, and then Hank yells, "The guy in the Giants hat said that the Mets suck," or something like that, and then everyone just starts, like, fucking dogging on him, throwing everything, can't get through.
He's not even supposed to... Giants aren't even playing. It's the Braves, I believe, versus the Mets.
But
they all just hop on the Giants fan. That was a good moment.
Yeah.
But yeah, severely concussed Russ once again on the train, ends up succumbing to his injuries and just kind of dying right there on the train. And Hank boards a bus with Bud to Coney Island.
Sorry.
Yeah.
I do want to mention, so as we previously said, the cat is, what's his name?
Bud.
Bud is the cat's name?
Yep.
I was asking for the guy's name.
Oh, Russ. Russ.
You were on top of it, though.
I gotcha.
So, Bud is Russ's cat, and as they're, like, sitting on the train, just kind of waiting, like, one of the last things that he says to Hank is, like, "Make sure to take care of my cat, you twat."
Yeah.
And I think that's, like, it's, like, a silly, like last line, because he's, like, swearing, like, mad, but I'm, like, to me, as a cat owner who misses my cat so much right now after this fucking movie.
Oh, yeah.
It was so sweet, because it's, like, his last thing before he died was to, like, make sure his cat was taken care of.
That whole character, because Russ is likable.
Yeah.
Which is crazy, because he gets Hank into all of this. It's not Hank's fault. Russ should be the most unlikable guy ever. It's a testament to Matt Smith's performance, the character design, everything about him.
Yes.
That was just, like, out there enough to where you didn't really blame him or think about it too much.
It was so sweet.
It was pretty cool.
Just such a, I just liked it.
Yeah,
but
that was a nice
very
moment.
sad moment.
Yeah, he dies, and Hank boards a bus with Bud. And Hank is woken on the beach. He thinks he's gotten away, but there's a call from Roman, who's framed him for various murders and threatens his mother, demanding that he bring the key to the Russian supper club. So he calls to warn his mother, and Hank makes a play, surrenders himself to the Druckers, the Jewish guys, and they agree to kill Roman. This is where the story started dragging for me, because I thought he was out. We're supposed to think he's out. And then it's like, no, we've got a whole nother thing to do here.
Yeah.
Yeah, so this is where it started to drag for me. But they basically goes to the Druckers, and the deal is they kill Roman in exchange for Hank leading them to the money. And for whatever reason, I guess because it's some sort of holiday, they have to go to their mother's house for dinner. And they also are just treating Hank way nicer than they normally would.
Yeah.
Because they could just get the info out of Hank, but they're like, it's too much effort. And
it reminded me very much of like a classic like Italian mafia scene. Like it's all like, come to my family's house, have dinner.
In fact, there was a line in there that I believe was taken straight out of Goodfellas for I wonder if they might have been, because when meeting the mom, exact same scenario in Goodfellas, they ask, is he Jewish? And it's oh shoot, what is this? It's Ray Liotta's character, and he's up at the door knocking on his like new girlfriend's door, and he meets the mom. The mom's like, is he Jewish? And she's like, oh yeah, he's half Jewish. And he goes, the good half, only the good half. And they said the exact thing in this movie.
Yeah.
Is he Jewish? He's half Jewish, only the good half. Another guy said. So I think it was plucked from Goodfellas, which was cool little moment, because it is the same type of thing. But yeah, they bring it to his mom's for dinner, make sure he doesn't have the key on him, which he doesn't. And that mom character is just very, very nice lady.
Yeah.
Kind of says a weird line to him, which is like, don't show your teeth if you're not going to bite. Yeah. Which is kind of just random and fits almost too well into what happens in the third act, out of nowhere.
Right.
This, for me, is where the story just started really losing me. But yeah, he then is... he drives to this Russian spot where he's going to give the money, or where Roman thinks he's going to give the money, but really she's going to get killed. And then he's cuffed to the van while the heavily armed Jewish brothers storm the club. And they shoot up everybody, and yeah, just a massacre pretty much in there to try to get to Roman, who they don't get to. But spotting Roman leaving, Hank makes a good move with a cigarette lighter, and chases. And I love this moment, actually, because they pull the cigarette lighter out, and now the cigarette lighter's not there. It'll come back. But Hank burns his restraints, and he chases Roman, first comes across Pavel, the hothead, who I thought was Alexei, beats him up effortlessly.
Yeah.
Which was like, okay.
And he did like this funny thing where it's like, Pavel came at him with one, he dodged it, just did like 2 punches, and then did that thing that they like always do when a guy can't really fight, where he like kind of like looks down at his fist and is like, okay, let's keep going.
It was dumb, because this guy's supposed to be a Russian mob man who's a massive fighter, and he just gets beat up by this scrawny baseball player in 2 punches.
I do want to mention something, because I didn't call it out, but I think for me, really at this moment of Hank kind of talking to and making the deals with the Jewish brother, are they brothers?
Yeah.
The Jewish brothers is like, that was a very much, for me, I'm seeing like the turning point in Hank. It's like, okay, finally he realizes that he has the power in this situation, that he has the upper hand, that everyone wants the money and needs the money and the key, and he's the only one that has the information for that. So it's like, that's kind of what, throughout, from that moment to kind of this point to the end of the movie, that's kind of what I feel like we're seeing. So, like, maybe that scene where he, like, very quickly takes him out is just like, oh, he's kind of came into himself, he has his power now.
Yeah.
Like, he can kind of, like, that's my only guess to what that would be hinting at.
Yeah, I think it was just this movie really entering into absurdity, because we get crazy car chases. From this point on, it really, when they go and shoot up the bar mitzvah, it's like cops are non-existent. This is just a freaking war zone with just crazy stuff happening every second. People crashing cars, able to just walk away, like all kinds of stuff. Yeah. But he takes down the man, Pavel or whatever his name was, and then he finds Roman, fights her a little bit, and then gets her at gunpoint. He doesn't have the guts to shoot her, but luckily the Druckers have walked up at that point, the Jewish brothers, and they shoot her dead. So Hank reveals that he's hidden the key in a bandage on Bud's leg. Bud is just with him this whole time.
Yes.
And it makes sense he's with him because he's just on the run.
Yeah.
But the key is in Bud's bandage on his leg, and the sympathetic brothers decide to let him live with his share of the money because it's a holiday or whatever. This is a little bit of a stretch, but it's like, okay, these guys have not been that hardcore the whole time.
I wanted to ask you, I'm sorry to just bring it up now, but as I mentioned in the beginning of the episode, we had that little, like, partition wall thing in front of it. Did you notice it was cutting off the subtitles?
No, I was tall enough. I had to kind of get over it.
I wasn't sure if you could see it or because there was a few that I had to like sit up to see.
That's tough, dude. Like, yeah. That's the one bad thing about that wall there, because you can't. Yeah, you have to kind of peer over it.
But that is a flaw of
100%
the movie theater.
100%
not of the movie. So.
But then they realize one of the brothers wants to light up a cigarette, and he looks down and the cigarette lighter's gone, but luckily they have another lighter, and they pull out a gun lighter. This was the lighter that Yvonne owned earlier, so it reveals that these were the guys who killed Yvonne. Don't know how the other guy got the Giants hat that Yvonne had, but these were the guys.
Yes.
Which is crazy.
And it's such a perfect, like, I love, you mentioned it when he pulled out the cigarette, but I love a moment like that. It was something very intentional
set up and payoff
that you saw him do, and it was very important, and then that became a very important thing later. Ugh, beautiful.
It's so satisfying. It's so satisfying.
And it's, again, just the acting from Austin Butler. He's such an incredible act. Like, you can see it all. You know exactly what he's, like, you know what he's about to do before he even does it. Because you can just see it all in his eyes. He's so incredible.
He's waking up to the fact that, you know, he's at the wheel for the first time. He wouldn't drive, and now he is driving. And he realizes what he can do, so he steps on the gas and starts swerving through traffic. And it's a satisfying moment because the villains are freaking out. You know, the Jewish brothers. They're scared, and they end up crashing the car, killing them both. And somehow saving the cat, too. He got the cat in his hands.
And it's kind of just like this epic moment, as I was talking about how he's kind of realized that he has all of the power.
Yeah.
And now he really has the fucking power. He has the two, like, most dangerous guys sitting in the seat. He completely has the power to take them out. And he does, and saves the cat, which is wonderful.
Yeah.
And I do like how they added, with, like, all of, like, the kind of, like, quick cuts that they do in, like, a crash scene. They did show one of Hank, like, picking up the cat and holding it.
Yes.
So it was a little bit more believable that he did save the cat. Like, because then you would just be like, oh, he walked out with the cat? So I'm, like, really glad for that little tiny detail.
You know how they say you can't let, like, a 4-year-old sit in the front seat, you know, because the airbag, the force of it will kill them?
Right.
That cat shouldn't be alive.
Well, no, but he was like doing the thing you do with I would thought you were about to say he did the thing you do with the child.
Maybe you could save a child like that. I believed it was fine, but I don't know if the cat was not injured. And apparently,
yeah, but he had his arms, like, fully, like, encapsulating it.
Maybe, his arms took the blow, and then
I think I could
he
save...
somehow didn't squeeze the cat at that point.
I think I'm gonna stand on this one just as a cat owner. Because I think in this situation, I could save my cat.
You know better than me.
But I think you're totally right that it could be impossible, and I do think that's why they added the little thing of him grabbing the cat, because otherwise people would be like, what the fuck?
The cat was fine, and he was fine, because he was able to just walk away. That's, again, cop's non-existent. He's supposed to be on the run the whole time. They never built that up at all. It was like...
It was like news. You could hear, like the news in the background.
Of a phone call.
Yeah.
And we never saw him actually on the news.
Talking to his mom kind of about it.
Never had a chase with the cops or anything like that, and we don't get to see how he got away from this car crash. We just cut to some time later where Hank poses as Russ to escape the country. It's kind of a cool thing. He has Russ's ID, and he got the mohawk going. And he takes Bud across the country, to a different country. Calls his mother, let him know that he's safe, and that there's some money coming to her. And he arrives in Tullum, which is apparently where that cop lady wanted to go, I guess, because I read that up above, to begin his new life. And in this new life, actually sitting in a bar, the Giants are playing baseball, and he turns the TV off, really showing how far he's came into not even thinking about baseball anymore, not wanting to think about it. And then...
Sorry, when he turns the TV off, there's this beautiful shot of him and the cat with like the beach around in the reflection of the TV. That was just
Yeah.
gorgeous.
That was a nice
It was
shot.
so beautiful.
Very nice shot. Cinematography, like you're saying, was fantastic. But yeah, and then that's about it. But we get one last scene of the mom, who we haven't seen the whole movie. She's just been on the phone, and she's opening the box that she gave him. And it's a shit ton of money, and the camera flips around, and who else but Laura Dern
Yes!
has a cameo as the mom.
Yes.
And she's just like, yeah, it was a cool little moment.
I'm thrilled anytime I get to see Laura Dern.
We'll
I love
take it,
her.
man, yeah.
She's great.
She is great.
So, little Laura Dern cameo at the end. How much do you think she was paid for, like, that 10-second scene?
Too much. Too much money. Definitely more than she should have been paid. That's for sure. Well,
agreed.
I think. But then they all lived happily ever after.
Yeah.
In this case, they really did. Gets out, get his new life.
They
chilling
really
now.
did.
Yep.
Yes.
Bud and Hank.
Bud and Hank on their new life together. I was very happy that nothing happened with the cat. I was very scared the entire time. But it did make me miss my cat. Because I feel bad.
You guys have been apart for like 2 hours.
What? No, like 4 hours at this point.
Oh, jeez.
Come on.
Hang
so
in there.
sad. But moving right into characters.
Yeah.
When I was talking to you about this movie, I kind of compared it to Baby Driver.
Yeah.
In a sense. And there are a few different elements from that I think the characters are one of the things that, and this isn't going to make sense for a second, so let me fully explain and see if you understand. If not, I'll try to explain it a different way. But in the movie Baby Driver, if y'all have seen it, it's just the characters are there, you meet them, there is pretty much nothing added to them, and you see them go through these journeys, this adventure, whatever.
Yeah.
Caught Stealing reminded me so much of that, because we were just plopped in to these characters' lives. We got obviously a lot of background with Hank, more so than we did with the main character in Baby Driver, but we were just plopped right in the middle of their lives, and for some reason, I completely understood, pretty much everything. I was I understand who this character is, I understand who this is. I understand these people's, basic personality type with really nothing given to me.
Yeah.
It wasn't a lot of character development, it wasn't great character development, but yet I still feel as if I know these characters, and I could tell you their basic personality traits.
Yeah, I mean, I would agree for the main cast. I also think the bit parts were great.
Yeah.
You know, just a little, the neighbor and the guy outside and Paul at the bar ended up being a good character, you know? So they definitely did good. I think as far as the main characters go, Hank, for a guy that we had the backstory of, felt like he should have had some more depth to me.
Yeah,
there should have been something else with Hank outside of just the baseball thing, you know? And I think they tried to hint at it with his whole don't show your teeth thing, you know, if you're not going to bite, where it's he has to... I don't know. I don't think... I felt like there should have been something a little bit more with Hank. I thought Yvonne was great for a little bit of screen time, just her dynamic with Hank. You felt like you understood exactly who she was.
Yep.
She had a lot of agency, you know, that sex scene, she was the one with the power, you know, in that scene, too.
Which I think is giving her so much character depth just through a sex scene, which people are like, oh, 100%. That never happened.
I will say the villains, we were missing a big bad in this, for me. They wanted, oh my gosh, I keep forgetting her, Roman. They wanted Roman to be the big bad, but she just didn't really carry that type of energy for me, which makes sense because she was a twist. So you can't necessarily do that. But I think it was, you throw so many villains in, the Russians and the Jewish brothers and the cops and all this. And for me, it just gets, you're not getting, you know, maximum of any of them.
But do you
Russians weren't scary.
Yeah.
There's that Colorado guy who just didn't really even need to be there, and he was scary for one interrogation scene. It was just kind of too many for me, from the villain perspective. But the main characters, I thought it was pretty good. Besides,
but do you see the villains very much give Baby Driver vibes.
Yeah.
Like, it's really, this is who they are. This is their one thing that they are.
Right.
And they are a villain.
But then...
But it works for
think about
Baby
the
Driver because they're not the main focus
Think about
of
the
them.
twist villain we had in Baby Driver.
Yeah,
See,
yeah.
And now, because it's spacey, it works
Right.
way better now. Because obviously you want to hate that guy. So.
Right.
But it is, that's pretty much the same thing, where they had the trusted person of government, you know, or at least government looking, and then flips on it. But she just didn't have that menacing side to her, you know, in the slightest.
Yeah.
But yeah, and that might be her casting.
I could feel that. I do want to speak a little bit on Hank's character.
Yeah.
Because what you were mentioning, I 100% agree with.
Yeah.
But for me, so like I also feel like there was something that was like missing with his character that we could have had like a little more depth. But for some reason, I really enjoyed that.
Yeah, I still enjoyed
like,
it, yeah.
The knowing, like him just not knowing everything about him and just kind of making just kind of guesses based on everything, and then his development from the first guy that we see that is just like so drunk and like so fucked up to like crashing the car, completely taking control, was like way cooler to me because it's like almost like we like I don't know how to describe this. Like Hank felt like a mutual friend. Okay? Like, you don't really know that much, but you see that guy around, you kind of know what he's up to.
Yeah.
Like, that's what he felt like. So for something about that, for how this story played out, just, like, really worked for me, and I really enjoyed.
He's one of these guys, definitely, that you can apply, we could have a long conversation about his character type, you know, and just the type of person he is, how he would make decisions. It's kind of a Sonny Hayes character, a little bit.
Yeah.
Like, that was F1 a few episodes ago, where it's just, like, there's still a lot of questions about the type of person he is, but he does show the taking control in this story is a huge part of his character. I think we needed him, maybe his setup, we needed him to really look like a bit more like a drunk. That kind of came up on us fast. I don't know really what it was, but yeah, we both agree that there's something more that they could have done.
Yeah, I think it could have, like, I feel like the scene where he gets drunk and loses the key obviously hits hard, but like that party scene in general, it's harder than like the beginning, so we understand what type of guy. I do think you're right, and if they established him a little more as like kind of like a little bit of like a dirtbag, like down in the barrel, then it would have been better.
100%, yeah.
But I just think it's very well done.
Yeah, I'm good on characters.
His character in general, yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So, do you have your favorite character and least favorite character, or do you want me to go first?
You can go first.
Okay. I'm taking my favorite character as our main guy, Hank.
Yep.
I don't know if I have to explain much more since I just did like a minute on everything that I like about his character, but it was so well done. Like, it was, and it really, it has to do with Austin Butler being such an incredible actor, and just, like, it wasn't really his dialogue that got it for me. Like, during this, I haven't been thinking about, like, how great the writing is, or, like, any of that.
No.
Like, it wasn't the dialogue. It was simply his face when they're showing him reacting to things, and it was so amazing. And just through all of that, you could tell a lot about his character.
Yeah.
Even though we didn't get too much, and there were some things missing. But I just thought he was just such a well-done character, and would be a really interesting character to do, like, a character study on, for sure. Yeah.
I'll take Russ, honestly.
Hell
We talked a little bit about Matt Smith. I already love Matt Smith, so maybe I'm a bit biased. Daemon Targaryen, Doctor Who, he's my boy. But I think that to make that character likable is so hard to do, and you kind of needed to do it just to have somebody, you know, really for comedy and just to lighten the mood a little bit, I think, bringing him in. If he was another guy that you hated, it would have felt like a lot, you know, even heavier on a story that was already giving it to you every freaking scene.
Yeah.
I just think that he, although I don't like how they treated his concussion stuff, where he could drive, couldn't drive, was fine, died, all that stuff.
Yeah.
I think he was so fun to watch.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that'll be mine.
Yeah. I will go with least favorite.
I can take mine off the board first. It was the one I already talked about.
Yeah, I know who you're gonna take. So go ahead.
Roman, just because she didn't have that other side to her.
Yeah.
She played a great job as the kind of all knowing cop versus, but definitely not as the villain.
Yeah.
For me, yeah.
I would say for me, I agree with you for sure. But for me, it wasn't enough of that like menacing evil because I did get a lot like when I was talking about that monologue with like the white and black cookie that she was doing, like I was feeling a little bit of that energy, but if that would have been completely ramped up like at the end, I do think it would have been so much better.
100%.
Like going like full like psycho villain like vibes.
I think we needed a true villain in this story, and it really could have helped out. Like, if you hold maybe it's just somebody's name, and it turns out to be one person handling all these groups or something, you know. I don't know, but something.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with my worst character as Colorado. He didn't really do much. Like, there was one, like you said, there was one threatening scene with him that was, like, kind of scary. Like, he could be kind of creepy, and then it was just, like, kill this guy off already. Like, what are we doing?
And they did, yeah.
Yes, and then they did. And then he was gone for the rest of the movie. So, really not a lot there. All right. Do you have your best scene and worst scene, or do you want me to go first?
You can go first if you have yours.
Okay, yeah, I will go with best scene as... Oh, I had it and then I lost it. I just have to go with like the whole driving to the crash scene at the very end of it.
Yeah.
It just, I've talked about it a lot already. Love that the cat was saved.
Yeah.
But it was just like it was such like that was the moment. I'm sorry. I keep like speaking halfway and then realizing I don't know what I'm saying. But that was like the moment that I was waiting for the entire movie. Since he started to ramp up, I'm like, there is going to be something that happens that is just like the ultimate taking absolutely all of the power.
Yeah.
And I knew it was going to happen, and for it to happen and be like such a beautiful like slow-mo shot is like the car is like basically like crushing around like this pillar. Like
the same shot that we should mention that we saw when he crashes the car as a high schooler. It's the exact same shot wrapped around the pillar in the same way.
Yep.
It's probably rendered on the same model, literally.
Yeah. And I do also want to mention, because I don't think have before, the guy that was killed in the car accident when he was a teenager and Yvonne were laying in like the exact same position when they died, and that was coming like through multiple scenes that they were doing like flashes between Yvonne and this other kid. Like it was super, super cool. Sorry, I did have to throw that in there because I realized we forgot to talk about
100%, yeah.
But
yeah, my best scene, I'm gonna go with the villain reveal. You know, revealing Roman as the villain, because I it was completely rug pulled for me, because I didn't see it come whatsoever. The dialogue leading up to it was fantastic, and just the moment when you see that he's still fucked. I mean, it was just that constant feeling this whole movie of just like, oh, he's out, he should be good. Nope, he's not. Just kidding. And that was like the best example of it. So that would be mine.
That was a good. Did you get that like feeling in your stomach when it happened? Yeah. I certainly did. I was like, oh shit.
That I love.
Yes, amazing.
Yeah. Worst scene. I'm gonna go with. Everything that happens at Paul's, what we were talking about, basically. Technically, when Austin gets out, it's not that scene, so I can't focus on that part. But like just everything with getting it just felt really unrealistic to me. So that was mine. Getting the safe open and everything like that.
I understand that.
And killing Colorado, it just felt chaotic.
Yeah. That's what I loved about. Like, I loved how like this movie was just like very like absurd and chaotic, and there was so much happening, and like so many people are just like dying at once.
If that was consistent, or if it was more controlled, if I didn't think I could poke holes in the internal logic, it would be better. Yeah, but consistency would be even better if it was just that type of constant edge of your seat chaos the whole time. But they didn't really keep that tone up.
Yeah, I need to think about it more, because we will definitely talk more about this movie, because there are things that I can just like feel in my gut that I liked about it, but I
can't articulate.
Yes.
Yeah.
Don't don't know if you've been able to tell that the entire episode, unable to speak. I'm gonna go with my worst scene as, I don't know. It's the worst ones are always the hardest for me.
Yeah, you don't like looking for the bad. That's a good thing.
I
Don't worry, dead air is good for the
Oh,
pod.
I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm trying so hard. Oh, fuck. I keep trying to think. I'm like, oh, I'll just put this one out there. But I'm like, no, that was a good scene that I like this about. God damn it.
There's definitely bad scenes.
There are
movie.
definitely bad scenes that I didn't like.
Portrait scenes, opening scenes. I'm gonna have to cut
I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. This is so bad. I'm just gonna. I literally can't think of anything.
Dude, you
Like,
gotta
I'm
be
sorry.
kidding me.
Like, I'm actually. Can you just like give me like 60
Stealing
seconds?
home at the beginning, it had no type of connection to the story whatsoever. It doesn't even have to do.
Well, now I know it has a connection to the title.
But we don't see him. We don't see any of the kid. I mean, at least they're not.
He's not like known for stealing home.
Yeah, no, that's never a
Or he
thing.
could be. I guess.
Yeah, we don't hear enough about his baseball. Oh, I have actually. You want to take mine? You like that scene, so you can't. But this has to be mentioned. Maybe we just throw it out there for yours. But him hitting in the batting cage. There's this moment where he's starting to find himself. You want to do it?
Yes, I will. I'll give all credit to Gio for this because he played baseball for many years and understands this, and I did not catch on to it. But there's this scene where he just like goes to the batting cage and is just like hitting all of the balls, and it's just kind of like very like mid. Like this is supposed to be like some like awesome like pro athlete
Prodigy,
and it isn't good. And it's also it was like a little bit of an offbeat scene. It's like why did we need that there? But I think it goes into again him like reclaiming his power. Like those were all the scenes like trying to show that. But that one felt like a little bit like
well, there
come on.
were kids gathered around there like, whoa, look at him hit, look at this, and he looks like anyone else in a batting cage ever.
Yeah, it's like get a better swing.
Yeah,
come on.
Get a better swing or just set up this scenario in a more realistic premise.
Or just take out the entire scene. Yes. We don't need that in there.
Yeah.
If you don't want to train Austin Butler on how to hit a baseball, then
and they probably spent a lot of time. They had to, according to what I saw.
Yes. I'm sorry that took so long. Yes, that'll be mine. Thank you.
Cool.
All right. Now we're off to your segment.
Gio's Hidden Gems. We don't have a lot today, but this is Gio's Hidden Gems, your most expensive movie facts. Shortened version. First off, to achieve the desirable perky buttocks that baseball players are known to have, Austin Butler worked with celebrity trainer Beth Lewis, and his fitness routine included a ton of hip thrusters. Since Butler's character Hank is a baseball star, they wanted him to have the build, but also look like he had a drinking problem. So he also ate a lot of pizza and drank a lot of beer, so he wouldn't appear too toned.
I did not get that whatsoever.
He said he's got a whole section of C-line pants that he just can't even wear anymore. Yeah, but it was a strict workout. It was crazy stuff. Also, this was obviously based on a book, which I believe we did mention up top, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, it was based on a book. Obviously, little small casting. We did have Laura Dern pop in there. She was uncredited for this movie, so she didn't get paid. So that's pretty cool.
Damn.
She's not credited unless it's under the table. But if she's not credited, she's not paid normally. But that's pretty nice. But yeah, this book was written by Charlie Huston in 2013, and then I don't know if I'm not sure if it's a true story or not. You could look that up if you want. I'm not 100% sure. Music-wise, this is Rob Simonson. They also recorded British post-punk band, and there was a collaboration that led to it was like a backstage meeting with Aronofsky. While they met at a backstage meeting with Aronofsky, while recording an episode of the Tonight Show, apparently, where the band appeared as a guest. There's also a cover of The Police and Thieves in it. So that's pretty cool. World premiere August 7th in Puerto Rico at Caribbean Cinemas with Aronofsky in attendance. Yeah, the premiere was held in Puerto Rico to promote the island, as well as coinciding with Bad Bunny's sold out 30-date concert residency. So that's interesting.
Yeah. And it is a fictional tale.
It is a fictional tale, but a realistic premise. And really, that is it for Gio's Hidden Gems today. Let's leave the minds. Not a lot going on. Not a lot of info about this movie.
Yeah, it is. Big apology for today. We do not have like the budget or the money made
Yep.
or, like a wonderful. You've done great on the story so far, but
Thank you.
the format for the story hasn't been great
Yeah.
as well as for the gems. So appreciate anyone
Bearing with us.
Yes. Cuz it's been rough when we come out this early to see a movie.
Oh yeah.
Before anyone else. All right. Now, we are on to Critic Reviews.
Oh, okay. We're there already.
We are there already.
Dang.
Sorry, I realized that now in my format,
Yeah.
all of your gems are in here. So I was looking through, I'm like, wait, I don't talk about all of this. So I got confused.
Nice.
But Critic Review time.
Were we technical element? Is that still in there at all?
Mm-hmm.
Do you want to talk about cinematography at all, or any more?
That should be after.
Oh, is that at Oh shoot, is Critics Reviews not right before ours?
Oh wait, it's not on here anymore.
Interesting. Yeah, we have to update this thing. I think we're missing some stuff, but that's fine.
It's been a rough episode today anyway.
Yeah,
Who
we're doing
cares?
great.
Yeah, do you want to do element really quick and then I'll add that back in so it's
Sure,
correct for
yeah.
next time.
Favorite element for me is gonna be, I don't know, do you want to take yours real fast?
Mine is 100% the cinematography. It was absolutely amazing. It was so great. It made me so happy, which is one of the reasons I think you should see this movie in theaters, purely because of the cinematography, but I'm sure we'll disagree about that in a few minutes here.
Yeah, I mean, it was not a lot of static shots at all. I mean, it was
Yeah.
constant moving camera, but normally sitting still, just zooming in or zooming out. But like you said, it was less about the camera movement, more about the maximizing the frame.
Yes. Did
Yeah.
I say that on here or did I just say
That was
that to
before,
you?
yeah.
Okay, yes, let me say that. I thought I already said that. It's very much about how just the shot was set up, about what you
Yeah.
said, maximizing that it just, there were so many just gorgeous, beautiful shots that literally had me like smiling and giggling and kicking my feet
Yeah.
in the theater.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's good.
Truly
I'm gonna go with
amazing.
costumes for this one.
Hell yeah.
So many different types of villains and stuff, and they're all dressed accordingly. And then obviously we had Russ. There's just every single costume was so out there and so everybody's own.
Yeah.
So that'll be mine.
But like it
I'll
also
pull that
didn't
one out.
feel like it was just like the most like it was very different and random for the costumes.
Yeah.
But like it felt like it all made sense for that time. Like you know when you watch something and you're like, okay, all of these vibes are way too different. You were trying way too hard to lean into
Yeah.
all of this. Like it didn't feel like that to me.
Yeah.
Like it didn't feel like it was trying to like shove it down my throat, which I thought was good.
100%.
For negative quality, I'll just go with I don't know what to say. The script or the writing, the
Yeah.
dialogue mainly. It was just it's nothing special, nothing that stood out.
I was
like-
gonna say the same. Just
Yeah.
not a lot of the small things that they did to try to set up and pay off stuff or reuse lines just didn't hit on the level that they wanted them to. I
And
think.
it's the thing. It's so annoying because they hit so well when it was like something that was done, but when it was a line,
Yeah.
for some reason, they could never really connect it.
Yeah. Not the best dialogue.
Yeah.
But yeah, we'll just meet in the middle on that one. Critics Reviews time?
Critics Reviews time.
All right, so we'll go with the bad first. Tim Roby from the Daily Telegraph says, Grimy Flash does sustain momentum, but it's callous and conscience-free. The work of an auteur in the mood to flex his style chops while saying literally nothing. 2 out of 5. I think this movie was trying to say a lot, maybe didn't say a lot to you, Tim.
Yeah, Tim.
Second bad one is hard to find here, honestly. Clarice Lowry from Independent UK. Whatever the genre, Aronofsky tends to oscillate between two modes, the savagely harrowing or the savagely sentimental. And it's all there and caught stealing, but at such a low simmer that the film feels almost vacant. Yeah, she thinks there's something missing too. The good ones, Peter Bradshaw from The Guardian. Caught stealing is a very enjoyable spectacle. At one stage, Hank hits a few balls, and instantly a crowd of people gather around, awed. And an old-timer yells to him that he has one hell of a swing. The film has it too. Interesting way to say that, Peter, but sure.
Called out the specific scene you didn't like.
Yeah, that's crazy that they would choose that scene. Dude's obviously never played baseball. There's no way.
It's something that only baseball players will
So
know, or
that's
people
not
who
a
know
bad
baseball.
scene. It's not a bad scene.
Yeah.
For the most part, this is Ben Travis from the Empire magazine, another positive. For the most part, caught stealing is a riotous, RIOTOUS.
Riotous?
Rollicking ride, studded with the New York's concrete grit, but its sharper edges prove more difficult to endure. Yeah. But that's a 3 out of 5, so that's still a good one. But yeah, I think a lot of people agree there's just something missing, and I think I'm surprised it hasn't been talked about in here. Oh my god, and that's my least favorite quality. I can't believe I guess I'll just say it, the pacing of this movie. I think that there were scenes that overstayed their welcome a lot, and because of kind of setting up what an end of the movie was, the third act felt added on to me. It overstayed its welcome.
Yeah. I would have to, because for me, whenever I call it like the pacing being bad, it's just me realizing that the pacing is bad. But sometimes if I watch a movie and I'm like thinking about it, I'm like first act, second act, third act, I'm like, oh, this was terrible.
You don't have to put it out in a 3-act structure to get a good pace. This was definitely, they broke the 3-act structures.
Or just more so, like, I was just saying that in the sense of watching it in the way of thinking about the structure.
Okay,
I
yeah.
guess is more the way to say
I
that.
feel it
but
when,
it didn't jump out for me, but I know it definitely did for you, because that was your reaction right after the movie.
Yeah, it took a long time because the real villains, I guess, don't show up until about an hour and 20 minutes. Yeah, I guess they show up earlier, but they don't get dialogue till like an hour, over an hour in. For an hour 45, it felt like it just took a while. Yeah, I'd have to peer more into that, but
I think on my, like, if I watch this movie again, I think I would definitely agree with you.
Yeah.
Because with not knowing who the villains are, what, or really anything about this movie, like, I wasn't waiting for anything to happen, which I think helped me just be like, I'm just enjoying what's going on. I'm just going through this.
I think it's normally that when the twist happens, it's a constant ramp up till the climax and the movie's over. That's what I'm used to. And this was twist happens, ramp up, breath of fresh air, because they wanted us to think that he got out, and then ramp up the action again. I think that was what felt lengthy.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's it for Critics Reviews.
All right. Now it is time for our ratings.
Dang.
That time of the night.
That time already, eh?
And you always go first, so it'll be your turn first up.
I had no expectations going into this movie, except for the cast, you know. During the first act, pretty much everything that was leading up to the one scene where me and you went off the rails today, that was where I thought that I was really, really going to like this one. By the end, I was kind of sitting somewhere in the middle. I think that the pacing was a big problem for me. I think that it crossed over into absurdity at points, like specifically with the fight with the badass where Austin Butler just 2 punches and he's down, and just car chases and stuff. Cops not showing up where they should be. The Jewish men being able to just walk in and shoot up the bar mitzvah and walk out. So, you know, looking like that and not getting seen by anybody. There's a lot that I kind of have to look past that I think the movie is wanting, like on purpose, trying to go there.
Yeah.
But they didn't commit to that enough, or the other side. You know, either it shouldn't be there or you should fully commit to it your whole movie. For me, I think that the twist was awesome. We were just missing a real villain in this movie, and I think that could have gone a really, really long way, having somebody who was really menacing. And yeah, but when all is said and done, I think it came to a pretty good place in the end. I really like a baseball story and a movie framed around baseball. I think that although there maybe should have been some more with Hank, it was a pretty harrowing backstory that set up a good character for us, you know? So I am really just gonna say that this movie was just okay for me. It didn't push anywhere, you know, too impressive. So I'm gonna put this one right at a 3.5 for me.
Okay.
Yeah. there's not enough bad after talking it down to actually make it go lower, but it's just
Your score was higher than I expected you to
Yeah.
go, which I'm glad because I did really enjoy this movie.
I was closer to a 3 at the beginning, but there's just not, like I said, it's just not enough bad. There's a couple things internal logic wise where I wanna knock it down, but it fits the vibe of the movie when you really think about it because they
Right.
do go into that absurdity.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I mean, picture there's a shootout in the middle of a freaking park in the daylight, you know?
Yeah.
It's like you're not supposed to be taking it that serious, but then you are at times. And that's me.
Yeah, I also went into this movie with no expectations. We decided we were going to see this movie 2 hours before we saw it. We switched it from the other film we were going to see. So just like Gio, I was very much on the side of I was just excited for the cast
Mm-hmm.
and was hoping it was going to be good. And I was so pleasantly surprised. I was not necessarily in it at the beginning. I was like, I don't know if this is going to be boring or not. Like, the dialogue wasn't really there, so I was like a little bit worried because usually that's really what I'm looking for. But oh my god, I enjoyed it so much. As I've said a million times throughout this episode, the cinematography was spectacular. It was so amazing. It was just such like a beautifully done movie.
The lighting.
Yes.
Sorry. I don't know why I always interrupt.
The lighting, thank you. The lighting as well. Just like it was it just like it was very interesting because typically after the movie ends, when I look over at Gio, we're kind of on the same vibe. And I could tell we were very much not. Like that movie, it gave me so much energy. Like I felt great after that movie. I thought it was so well done. The acting was just absolutely spectacular. Obviously, there were some problems that we've talked about. The pacing might be a little off, although it's not something I personally noticed on my first watch. The dialogue isn't great, but all of those other elements for me just made this movie amazing. Like, I really enjoyed it. So, for that reason, I'm going to put this movie higher than I thought I would before I watched it today at a clean 4.0.
I already put it down. I knew you were going to 4 foot. I knew it like halfway through. I knew.
That's why you're looking at me so attentively.
Well,
you're waiting for me to say
the question
it.
was, were you gonna go up into the 4s? Were you gonna stay at the 3s? And once I heard you talk about it, you're gonna go up to the 4s, but you can't go past 4.0 at this point.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, that makes sense.
I really loved it.
Yeah.
And I know I've done a terrible job this entire time explaining why I like it so much, but sometimes that's just what happens when you're fresh out the film.
Yeah.
You can't put it into words.
It's true. Unfortunately, this is a podcast medium, so we try. But...
so we try our best. But today, damn, I don't know. I really, really liked it.
Nice.
I really enjoyed it. I think it was just like absurd and just like fun and like sad and I really enjoyed it. So, with that said, and we've already kind of revealed what we're already gonna say I would say go see it in theaters.
I would say wait.
That's something also I didn't even mention. The score, absolutely phenomenal.
Yeah, phenomenal is a word. I think it was pretty good.
It wasn't phenomenal. Okay, I guess like John Williams is phenomenal. The score was great.
Yeah.
I will say.
Yeah.
It's just sometimes in movies like this, the score can give away what's about to happen. But it never did. Like they kept doing like this like metronome ticking thing in these like action scenes, so you really didn't know if the music was gonna pick up or go back down.
So much tension too. That's edge of your seat. Yeah.
Yes, which made it so
That's
great
where
to
I
watch.
felt if they would have kept that up the whole time, this would have been that type of movie where it could just constantly be on
It's
the
like the Baby Driver feel.
Yeah, I think you just need more cops maybe, you know, make him feel like he's on the run, which he wasn't, you know, which he was but didn't feel like it.
Right.
Yeah.
All right. Anything else to report?
I think I'm all good.
All right. So, with that, I'm Mara.
And I'm Gio.
So join us next week after opening weekend Just talk. Wait. I didn't do my last thing. Cut this out. Go back. I didn't even announce what
Hopefully
we're watching
I remember
next.
all this, dude. This is like my
We're-
5th cut.
This is like your third cut.
3rd cut.
Third cut.
Yeah.
I'll remind you. I'm so sorry. The next movie. Should I take a pause so you have?
No, I'll
Okay.
Yeah.
The next movie we are watching, we are so excited for.
Oh,
We
yes.
are thrilled for. The energy is going to be going. We will be non-stop singing in this car, I assume.
Yep.
It is the theatrical release of Hamilton
Wow.
for the anniversary.
Can you believe
Woo
it?
woo!
Holy.
It's very exciting. We are huge Hamilton fans.
Yep.
Have been for about, I don't know, like 10 years. That's when it came out, I guess.
Most of our lives, yes.
Yeah, so for a very long time, obviously the brilliant Lin-Manuel Miranda wrote and starred in it as Alexander Hamilton. It's going to be phenomenal. We know it's going to be great. We have seen it before, but
Yep.
it's going to be awesome. It's going to be such a fun time. And I think the vibes are going to be great in the car after that.
I would agree.
All right. So, with that, I'm Mara.
And I'm Gio.
So join us next week after opening weekend, because waiting to talk about movies is clearly not our thing. It is. Did you really just like think it was okay? This movie?
This movie? Yeah, I didn't think it was that good.
I think I might be, because sometimes when you watch movies with really hot people, they're on screen and you're just like, oh. And then sometimes I don't realize that a movie is not that good, but like I really enjoyed it, and I don't think it's just because it was Austin Butler in it. I loved the cat though.
The cat was great, yeah.
Oh, I was so glad that the cat lived happily ever after at the end.
Thank goodness.
I was terrified.
Thank goodness.
Yes. Sorry, I realized I want to eat one of my beef. Do you want a beef stick?
Yeah, I'll take a beef stick.
A little beef stick
Thanks,
snack
dude.
before?
This needs to be a tradition here.
I always eat one.
Hell yeah.
But I guess I don't always give one to you.
I gotta start bring your own beef stick here at the Complete Guide to Everything. That's not our podcast name. I've been listening to a lot of Tim and Tom lately. He played a good baseball player until I saw him swing.
It wasn't a good swing.
Terrible swing. Especially for like, he's supposed to be a prodigy and then he's swinging like that. Oh my god.
Really?
Yeah, it was.
See, those are the things that you'll catch that I won't.
Yeah, it was just a dumb scene at that because all the kids behind him. Wow, look at him hitting in the batting
What
cage.
was wrong with it? Was it like...
Anybody who hits in a batting, if I go and step in a batting cage, I would look exactly like that. I wouldn't miss a ball. Because you're getting strikes right down the middle at a pretty slow speed. You're supposed to crush them.
So it's just nothing like it was just kind
Nothing
of...
special. Like, it was genuinely... It's like somebody...
It looked cool how they did the C, that like with the ball hitting the bat. Like, that was fun.
Yeah, it was kind of cool with the slow zoom shot.
Yes.
But it's literally like, you know, you're playing putt and you like putt it really close to the hole, and then somebody behind you goes, "Whoa, look at this guy! He's really good at putt." Not even in the hole. It's not that impressive.
Welcome back to New York City. No, I did that wrong. I did the pause too long.
Reset.
Restart. Sorry, editing Gio.
Yeah, just have to. Thank you for the apology. I appreciate it then less.
Okay, I got it this time. Sorry.